What's good, man? What's good? What's good? Long time no see. Long time no see. Look, I know you still getting it in. Know you still getting it in. All right, let's go. We got everything up. We ready. We rolling. What's good, everybody? What's good, parents? How y'all doing? Happy Sunday. Hope everybody's feeling good. Hope everybody is enjoying the weekend. For those of you that are here in New Orleans, you already know what time it is, right? We're in the thick of Mardi Gras season. A couple of more days to go. I know I personally won't be going to a ton of parades. Haven't been to a ton of parades, but y'all be safe out there. Y'all be safe out there. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another college and career conversation. College and career convos. My name is Fred Johnson IV. Mr. I'm going to graduate your favorite college success coach. Your favorite one. I know you got a lot of college success coaches that you follow. I know you got a lot that you get advice from, but I'm your favorite coach out of all of them. All right. And every Sunday, I didn't do it last Sunday. It was Super Bowl Sunday. But look, I'm back on it this week. Every Sunday, I'm bringing you college and career convos. It's real conversations, really geared toward parents getting the tools, getting the skills that they need in order to be successful. And not only just preparing their children for college, but for those of you that already have children in college, making sure that they are successful in college. And man, tonight's topic is going to be a good one. Tonight's topic is going to be a good one. So, whether you are tuning in from Instagram, whether you're tuning in from YouTube, whether you're tuning in from Facebook, thank you for watching. Make sure if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel so you get all the content. You're the first to get all the content. If you're following me on Instagram or Facebook, look, make sure you follow. Make sure you join the parent group. Type parent in the comments if you want to join the parent group. Y'all, let's stay intact because we're getting in that home stretch. If you're a parent who has a student that's a senior, this is that home stretch. These next 3 months are critical, whether your student is crushing it or whether your student is really struggling. These next 3 months, right? March, April, really 2 months when we think, because by the time we get to May, it is what it is at that point, right? But these next 2.5 months are going to be critical. So let's put in work, y'all. Let's put in work. Tonight's topic is a really good one. Tonight's topic is a really good one. So what made me think of this topic is I was messaging a parent, messaging a parent and just letting her know that I'm a college success coach and just asking if she had any kids in high school or college. She replied, "My student attends the number one private high school in the country. They don't need a college success coach." And I'm not gonna put the parent's name out there, and nothing against that parent, right? I'm sure her child is performing really well. I'm sure her child has a ton of skills, is really, really smart, really hard working. But I hate to break it to you, every child can benefit from a college success coach. Every child. I don't care how talented, I don't care how skilled, I don't care how hardworking your child is. Any kid can benefit from having a coach. Let's just think about it in sports. You have a lot of kids that are talented, right? They need coaches. If they want to get to that ultimate level, they need a coach. They need somebody who's going to be able to teach them and show them how to get from where they are to where they want to be. Now, at any point, do they stop? Or for the ones that think they don't need a coach or don't listen to their coaches, right? They have a lot tougher time being successful, and if they have goals of trying to make it to the league, it becomes a lot more difficult, right? Now, yes, your talent will be able to take you far, but if you have somebody to coach you, they're going to be able to show you things, give you feedback on things that you're not going to be able to see yourself. So, no disrespect to this parent, but you think your child might not need a coach, a college success coach. I guarantee you they're going to be able to benefit from one. I guarantee you they as prepared as you think they are for college, there's always some stuff that they could work on. There's always something that they could work on. So tonight I thought, and again, thinking of this exchange I had with this parent, I'm guessing that either her child is going to an Ivy League institution, a prestigious institution, or her child is performing so well, and because they go to the number one high school in the country, that they're good. So I'm tonight. I got 5 points for you. How to prepare or preparing your child for the Ivy League, or preparing your child, even if it's not the Ivy League, a prestigious institution. And really, you can kind of take this. It doesn't just have to be a prestigious institution. It can be just for college in general. But this is probably more geared toward the parent that thinks that their child is good. The parent that thinks that their child is completely prepared for college. You can never really truly be completely prepared unless you've experienced college before. You can never be truly prepared. There's always going to be something you're not prepared for, right? But that doesn't mean that you can't get ready, right? Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. One of my favorite quotes. So again, this is for those parents who your child is going to be attending the Ivy League, a prestigious institution, or your child is just academically on point, or you just think like my child is good. Now I know that those parents might not be the ones tuning into this necessarily, but if you stumble on this video, I got some gems for you. If you're a parent where your child is not necessarily in that bucket, trust me, these are things that are still going to move the ball forward, that are still going to put your child in position to not only be successful in college, not only to excel, but really blow everybody else out the water, right? And do things in their freshman and sophomore year that people don't get to or never achieve in college, maybe even to their senior year. So I'm about to put you on game. I'm about to give you these nuggets. So get your pen out, get your paper out, take some notes. I'm about to give y'all a masterclass on succeeding in the Ivy League. All right. Also, as you're watching this video, don't hesitate to comment. Let me know your thoughts. If there's something I said that you agree with, let me know. If there's something that you don't agree with, let me know. If there's a question you have, let me know. I like to keep this an open dialogue. I like to keep this an open dialogue between us. And I like it to be, that's why I call it college and career conversations. The conversation can continue beyond the live version of this video. So let's dig in. Let's dig in. So the first thing, let me see, should I go from 1 to 5 or 5 to 1? I'm gonna give y'all some cliffhangers. I'm gonna go from 5 to 1. I'm gonna go from 5 to 1. Number five, the number five thing that you can do to prepare your student, or that you need to check your student on, is, do they have, and I'm looking down at my notes if y'all see me, are they really good with their soft skills and communication skills? I know a lot of students that academically they're good, right? They know how to school. They know how to do school. They know how to take a test. They know how to get A's. They have good academic habits. But where I see so many students fall short, especially those that are crushing it in the classroom, is they ain't got no soft skills. They don't know how to talk to people. They don't have no social skills. They don't know how to network. They don't know how to present. They don't know how to communicate effectively, right? They get nervous in front of people. If your child can't do that, they need to work on that, right? That's something in college they're going to be expected to do all the time. Maybe not in a formal presentation setting, but they're going to be expected to talk, to communicate with others, to have a conversation, to build and maintain relationships. Do they know how to do that? I can guarantee most high school students ain't there yet. Most high school students, if I were to take them and drop them in a corporate setting, on a professional setting, they would not be ready right now. Some would, most won't. And so that's something that every student can work. Honestly, that's something I'm still working on. So that's a never ending journey, right? It's not like you get to a point to where you're like, my soft skills are good. My communication skills are good. I never need to work on those things. So to the parent that you think your child is good, when was the last time you saw them present? When was the last time you saw them have a conversation about something that they didn't know with somebody that they didn't know? When was that? Do they even know how to network? Do they know how to build that network? Do they know how to maintain those relationships within that network? Do they know how to leverage that network? And if you're saying yes, what evidence do you have of that? Again, y'all, college and career convos is not about uh, all the time making you as a parent feel good. I'm here to have real conversations with you and let you know what it really takes to help your child succeed in college. Because college is not easy. What's going on, brother Noble? How you doing, sir? My brother always hopping on, always supporting. So again, my goal is not to make you feel good. My goal is not to make you feel comfortable. My goal on College and Career Convos is to challenge you as a parent, not tell you how to parent, but challenge you as a parent so that you learn how to coach your student, right? I'm a college success coach. I'm not gonna tell anybody how to parent their kids, but when it comes to coaching kids to be successful in college, I got you. I've been doing this for a while. I know what I'm doing, right? So I guarantee you that kids do not have high school kids that are academically capable and performing. A lot of times are lacking in their leadership, social, soft skills, communication skills. So I want you to push them to build their network. I want you to push them to expand their network. All right. I want you to push them to do that. And if they don't know how to do it, just have them start with having conversations with people. Have them get involved in things if they're not involved. If they are involved, oh, we gonna actually get to that. Let me pause because I'm about to give away everything. So the number five thing they need to work on: communication skills. Communication skills. All right, number four. Number four, and this is a big one. And this is not just big for students in the Ivy League. This could also be big for students that are going to school out of state, going to predominantly white institutions. But again, this conversation, if you're that parent that thinks your child is good, this conversation is really geared towards you. Can your child handle being the only? Can your child handle being the only? It feels real lonely when you're the only. Right? And when I say the only, can they handle being the only black person in their class? Can they handle being one of the few Latinx people in their major? Can they handle being one of the only females in their program? Because up until this point, they probably haven't experienced that, right? They haven't experienced that. And so if you think your child is good, trust me, it hits different when you're in a class and you're the only black person in the class, or as you and a couple of people in the class, right? Or you're the only person from your city, or you're the only person from your state there. Because trust me, it'll be situations where that's you. Can you handle being the only? And you might say, well, how do I prepare my kid for being the only? They have to really work on their identity. They have to be so confident and know themselves so well that when they get to these spaces, they aren't looking to other people to validate their identity, who they are. They have to learn how to affirm themselves. They have to learn, what do I love about me? What are my strengths? And they have to constantly assess their areas of growth. Right? When we put pieces of our identity or our success and we need others to validate that, or we're constantly comparing ourselves to others, that's when you get in this cycle, right? But to get used to being the only, you gotta understand there's pride in being the only as well. Also, that there's a challenge in that, right? If you're the only female in the engineering program, I'm not gonna lie and say that there won't be a moment where there's potentially doubt, hesitation, where you're gonna experience microaggressions, where you're gonna experience male chauvinism, where you're gonna experience that, but combat that with pride of knowing, like, oh, I'm gonna show y'all better than I could tell y'all. That's what I experienced in high school. I got that only experience in high school. I took a lot of honors in AP. And matter of fact, let me backtrack. Some of your children are getting that experience. I won't lie, right? Some children are getting that experience. I won't say none of them are, right? But are they? If they are, how are they internalizing that right now? Have that conversation with them so they can think about, well, how do you feel now? What have you dealt with now? Let's think about what you might experience in college and how you might feel and how you could get in front of that. But for some of your students, right, they're attending a school where a lot of students look like them, right? A lot of students share their identity. A lot of students share their religious beliefs. A lot of students potentially share their morals, their values. When you get in an environment where you're the only one who feels that way, how do you react? You got to have enough confidence, conviction, and pride in who you are as a person. You got to have enough conviction, pride, and confidence in who you are. And a lot of high school students actually don't know who they are. Who they've been up until this point is to get validation from others, to get their friends to like them, to be accepted. And when you're the only, you're not moving to be accepted. You're not moving to be accepted, right? You have goals that you're trying to achieve. You have progress that you're trying to make that's not based on anyone else's bar. You have to get accustomed to setting a high bar for yourself and giving yourself the toughest feedback, right? So that way you know how to like treat everything sometimes with a grain of salt. And so that's the other thing. Can they handle being the only? Number three, to prepare your child for the Ivy League, for a prestigious institution, or if you just think they're good in college, how you can kind of really check if they're good. Are they a real leader? A lot of those students, that parent that I was connecting with, her child probably wins a lot of awards. Her child is probably involved in everything. If I asked her to send me her child's resume, they will probably have a lot of academic awards. They will probably be on a lot of executive boards for organizations. But is your child a leader or are they a resume stuffer? Because a lot of kids just sign up for stuff just to say they in it. And if I would have asked them, well, what did you do? How did you impact the success of this organization? They would either probably have to lie to me or would be making stuff up, right? Or wouldn't be able to speak about it with clarity. Again, coming back to those communication skills. Can they elaborate? Can they communicate that clearly and effectively? Right. So if your child is a leader, here's how I want you to test their leadership. I want you to ask them 3 questions, and they got to be able to like really speak with clarity and be specific. Give specific examples, especially if they can quantify anything. Here's the number of people that were registered. Here's the number of people, right? If they have a survey, here's the number of people that were able to grow this skill. Here was how many, I don't know, like whatever if they could quantify, here's the objective, here's how we measured the objective, here's how we did. So the three questions I want you to ask them. Question number 1, how did you impact the success of the organization? How did you impact the success of the organization? How was that organization different because you were a member? And that could be in your specific role. If they were the treasurer, how did the organization's ability to be on top of finances? How did their ability to fundraise improve because of you? How did you do it? What was the impact? They need to be able to speak on that. How did they impact the organization? The second question, and let me make sure I got my question. How did they influence or impact change in the organization? Right? There's nothing wrong with running a playbook, but how did they make the organization better? Not just how did they help them be successful throughout their tenure, how did they make the organization better than before they were a member? How did they leave it better than they found it? Again, they got to be able to speak to specifics. They got to be able to speak to specifics. How did they make the organization? How did it grow? How did it improve? Was there a process or a system that got better as a result? What's going on? What's going on? Um, that's what you want to. That's what they need to be able to talk about, because that's real leadership. When we think about leadership in the professional sense, it's much different than when we think about leadership just in student organizations. Because I'll be honest with you. It's kind of like my boss would tell me, what helped you be successful in this role and position won't be the same things that help you be successful in this role or position. So when you elevate, right, as you go to higher levels, what helped you be successful in level 1 won't help you be successful in level 2. Anybody that plays video games knows this, right? Level 1 is usually the easiest, and as you go up in level, it requires different skills to be successful. What made you successful at the first level won't make you successful at level 10. It's the same thing with leadership. Leadership, that now there's nothing wrong with students being involved, right? There's nothing wrong with them being involved. But your leadership in high school to be a successful leader in college is going to require something different. If you're a great leader in college, it's going to require you to be a successful leader beyond college is different. And as you advance in your role and increase your leadership, it's going to require more. What helped you be successful in one lane won't be successful in other lane. But I'm letting you know these 3 things are transferable. I don't care what stage of leadership you're in. You got to be able to impact the success of the organization, and you got to be able to help create change within the organization. Anybody could run a playbook, anybody could do what they're told. And that's not to say they should be reinventing the wheel, but if they're not constantly assessing what can be better and then being the person to facilitate that change, they're going to be missing a piece of leadership, right? They're not really going to separate themselves. The last thing, and this is a big one, how are they impacting others? Are they helping to develop other leaders? Are they helping to develop other leaders? If they think they're a good leader, how have they developed other leaders, right? They're in high school. How have they developed other? And I know usually high school, you're not even at the stage where you're developing others, right? But again, if you think your child is good, if you think your child don't need a college success coach, if you think your child is going to be straight in college, or excuse me, if you think your child is going to be successful in college, they don't need anything. They have, I guarantee you, most of them, I would be willing to bet 90% of high school leaders are not developing more leaders within their organization. I'm not talking about mentoring. I'm talking about within their peers, developing their peers as leader. I'd be willing to bet 90% aren't doing it. And if they aren't doing it right or effectively. So if you think your child is good, let's see. Ask them. How have you helped somebody in your organization to become better, more skilled, more effective, a better team player over time? Have you helped them to become more independent? And look, this is next level. I told you I wasn't going to be pulling no punches tonight. I'm challenging y'all as not parents, but coaches, people that are coaching their children to college success. Number two, number two. This is a big one. Let me just do a recap. So number 5, looking at my notes. Number 5, is your child effective at communicating? Do they have the soft skills? Do they have the networking skills? Do they know how to build and maintain relationships? Number 4, can they handle being the only black person, the only black male, the only black female, the only Latinx, the only person from New Orleans, the only person from Louisiana, the only person from their city or their town, the only person that's of a certain socioeconomic status. The only person of a certain religious belief, the only person of a certain sexual orientation. Can they handle that? And number 3, are they a real leader? Are they impacting the success of the organization? Are they influencing change within the organization? Are they developing others as leaders? All right, number 2, what it takes to get an A in high school is not going to be what it takes to get an A in college. And I felt like the exchange I was having with this parent, it was a quick exchange. It wasn't like a whole lot of back and forth. But when I texted or messaged this parent, they said that my child goes to the number 1 high school in the country. They don't need a college success coach. I'm telling you, I've seen it happen time and time again. I've seen it happen to valedictorians. I've seen it happen to students that are even attending some of the best high schools. They all run into it. Trust me. What you do to get an A in high school is not going to be the same things you need to do to get an A in college. High school, by and large, is being able to just spit back whatever the teacher is talking about. You get study guides. You get a lot of time to you get to make up stuff, right? A lot of times you could BS your way to an A. You could finesse, as the kids say. You could finesse your way to an A. In college, a lot of us, memorization is one part of it, but a lot of it is your professors are going to be asking you to explain how, explain why, and take these concepts that you're learning, take these terms that you're learning, and apply it to brand new situations. We learned about X and Y. Here's this situation that's happening in Z. Explain X and Y in this situation. And here's my push and my challenge for parents who have students going to Ivy League, prestigious institutions, or you think your child is good in college, you think they're going to be solid. Can they teach? Can they teach the subjects that they're getting these A's and B's in? Can they teach students how to do it? And when I say teach, what I don't mean is just here's the math problem. I'm going to show you how I did it. No. Can they teach? Can they get someone that has no idea how to do this and teach them the skills so that they can do it on their own? And you might say, look, as long as my child got it, I don't care if all the other kids got it. Well, look, you the one that told me your child was good. And I'm trying to let you know when they get to college, it's going to be different. It's going to require tapping into a different part of that brain. So I'm just giving y'all some stuff so you could pressure test, is your child really ready? If you really think they're ready, I'm giving you some things to pressure test that. Can they teach? What they should be doing is if they have an A in the class, and I guarantee you there's very few students doing this. They should be helping in teaching after school. If the teacher is offering, not if, I know high school teachers are offering tutoring after school, they should go and go to tutoring once a week to help kids and teach them. They should potentially co-teach the class. And you might be like, bro, that's gonna be a teacher's pet. They're gonna be made fun of. Again, if they're worried about being accepted by their friends, I'm telling you, this is gonna creep up when they go to college. It's not about being accepted, right? It's about influence. It's about impact. We just talked about that, right? It's about leveling up. It's about them challenging themselves in a way they haven't been challenged before. And if they might be embarrassed to try and co-teach with the teacher, I know that might be putting more work on the teacher. Just focus on the after-school tutoring thing, right? Find fun ways to teach the student. That'll let me know if they're really prepared. If they can teach it, then they definitely know it. Then they definitely know it. And the last thing, and this is the one, I'm glad I saved this one for last. This is the thing that always comes up and creeps and gets students. This is what gets them. Your child is not going to be the best anymore. I want you to let that sink in. Your child is not going to be the best anymore. A lot of y'all that think my child is good, they don't have nothing else that they need. They don't need a college success coach. They're going to Ivy League. They got in here. They're going to this prestigious institution. They're good here. They don't need nothing. They're going to be all right. Are they going to be able to handle not being the best? Are they going to be able to handle not being at the top anymore? Because when you get to the Ivy League, they're all the best of the best. And they're from other parts of the country that had a more rigorous high school experience than you did. Right? Or whatever school they're going to, whether it's Ivy League, prestigious or not. Now you're interacting with students who were the top of their class from all over. And that imposter syndrome is gonna creep in. You're gonna start to look at all the things that they have and forget about the strengths that you bring to the table. That's what I'm telling you is gonna happen because it happened to me. All these kids are gonna seem so smart and they're not struggling. They're struggling. Trust me, they just hide it better than you do. But is your child gonna be able to really deal with not being the best anymore and struggling? That's the other part. Up until this point, things probably haven't been hard for them from an academic standpoint. College could be that place or will be that place where they're probably going to experience the first sign of academic choppy waters, academic struggle, that academic mountain, where they're going to have to really work for it now. That in combination with they're not going to be the best. Are they going to be able to handle that? And again, it all boils down to mindset. It all boils down to mindset. And how does your student combat that? Not being, they have to always constantly be working on themselves. If they're always working and improving, then when they get to a situation to where it's revealed, like, oh, I have this huge gap, skill gap, mindset gap, if they have a growth mindset, they're going to adopt the need to want to grow and get better. They're going to want to adopt those actions, those behaviors, but they have to have a growth mindset first. If they don't have a growth mindset now and they walk around with their chest poked out and they think they're good, when they get to that moment and they hit that brick wall, they're going to knock down and not get back up. They're not going to be resilient. right? And so if you think your child is good, I want you to really think about or talk with them. Like, what if you're not the best? How do you handle that? Think about moments where they weren't the best. Because for some of them, they've just always been the smartest. They've always been the fastest. They've always been the tallest. They've always been the best at doing the thing. I guarantee when they get to college, they won't be the best anymore. At least not when they first start. And even guess what? Even if they are the best in their school, in their class, in college, you're competing with kids across the country, really, when we think about it. And really, you're only competing with yourself. But to be honest with you, in the eyes of a hiring manager, when I'm looking at your resume and another resume, it's a competition. I want to see who's ready to rock, who's ready to succeed in this role. And one thing that can definitely separate your child is if they really truly have that growth mindset. They got to really have that growth mindset. So, y'all, I'm gonna run them back real quick. Those are the 5 areas. If you think your child is good, if you think your child don't need a college success coach or just doesn't need coaching, the 5 things for you to pressure test. How's their social and communication skills? Are they able to build a network and build and maintain relationships? Can they handle being the only, insert whatever identity? Are they a real leader? Are they impacting the organization? Are they influencing change? Are they developing leaders? What it takes to get an A in high school is not what it takes to get an A in college. Are they able to teach someone a concept and help them to do it on their own? They should be doing after school tutoring and not showing kids how they did it, but helping kids to teach them so that they can do it on their own. And then the last thing, they won't be the best anymore. Are they going to be okay with not being the best anymore? Do they have a growth mindset? How do they approach challenge? How do they handle adversity? How do they become resilient? So if you got a question, drop it in the comments. If there's something you agree or disagree with, drop it in the comments. Look, make sure y'all like and subscribe this video every Sunday, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, bringing you college and career convos. Let me know what y'all want the next week's topic to talk about. All right, y'all. Peace.